Hello, everyone. My name is Sahra Nur, and I'm an MBA candidate at the University of Tennessee Haslam College of Business, concentrating in supply chain management. Today, I'm here with Dr. Andrea Sordi. Thank you for joining us. And he has been leading efforts on our work around economic inclusion and supplier diversity at the university. And so today, we'll continue that conversation on the 7 pillars of economic inclusion model. So in last month's episode, Dr. Sordi and Jessica talked a lot about the first 3 pillars of this economic inclusion model, which was culture, strategy, and measuring, and why these pillars are important when it comes to economic inclusion and supplier diversity. So Dr. Sordi, could you elaborate for us on the remaining pillars of this economic inclusion model and what makes them so relevant today?
Sure, Sarah, and nice to have you on this interview. Key players in this project since the very early days. You're right. Last episode, I talked about the 3 key pillars that are more important and fundamental: culture, as you said, a strategy, plan, and measure. But the other remaining 4 are also important into this journey to an economic inclusion mindset. So if we really want to make this switch and this evolution, we need organizations, in particular procurement organizations, that change and switch and develop competencies and skills into a slightly different way, what we would like to call soft skills or leadership skills. So more business oriented, more oriented to partnership and work with supplier in a different way, more proactive to listening to those suppliers. And creating those partnerships is fundamental. And the other elements that we found successful in organization that in economic inclusion is the fact that they create both internally and externally ecosystems that are oriented to continuously develop those relationships with diverse supplier and improve the performances of diverse supplier. Very often you find those organizations which are very small in size or limited in funding and opportunity to continuously develop or have access to training and coaching. So providing them with the right mentoring, the right coaching, the right development, or even putting them together to be able to collaborate and offer better solutions to the buyer, it's fundamental. And also internally, it's important that organizations create the right governance framework and the right structure, especially if they operate across multiple business units and multiple geographies. You really want to have the reach and the engagement across the entire organization. And also a very strong governance is perceived from a supplier perspective as a kind of a trust element and fairness element towards that economic inclusion mindset. And ultimately, where you want to go is communicate about your plans, your successes, your stories. It's a kind of a storytelling at the end, and you really want to engage your external and internal stakeholder to continuously raise that awareness, that engagement, that passion around economic inclusion, and almost closing that cycle and then starting back again, because with right communication, right engagement, the culture raise again and it become deeper into the DNA of a company. And then you reinstate those cycle of 7 pillars that over and over again through this maturity journey towards that economic inclusion mindset that we're trying and aiming to achieve.
Thank you so much for another great discussion, Dr. Sordi, and we look forward to seeing you guys next month to continue this conversation on economic inclusion and supplier diversity.
My pleasure, Sarah. Thank you very much.